Today we're going to learn how to solve equations with multiplication and division. Remember last time we learned how to solve equations with addition. So we solve for x, we add -3 to both sides of the equation. And when you do that, you remove the 3's, you isolate the x, you get x is equal to 9. So we're basically going to be doing the same thing we did with addition, except we're going to be doing it with multiplication. So if we have a situation where we have an a equals b, we can multiply both sides of the equation by c. And it works true. So let's look at this example. We have x equals 5. So we're going to multiply both sides of the equation by 2. We're completely allowed to do this. And we're left with 2x is equal to 10. Remember that for a second. Now, let's do the division property of equations. So it's the same thing, except you can't have c can't equal 0. Other than that, as long as a equals b, we can divide both sides of the equation by c. Now, go back to our example. We're going to go the opposite direction we just went. So we're going to divide both sides of the equation by 2. And when you do that, the 2's on the left cancel, and the 2's on the right cancel, and we're left with what we originally had, x is equal to 5. Now, you're going to have to be able to do both multiplication and division in this set. So let's look at the same thing on a scale. On a scale, essentially, we have 2 x's on the left and 2 6's on the right. So to solve this, we divide both sides by 2. And when you do that, you're left with x is equal to 6. This is a little bit different. It's 3 x's and 3/8. So you divide both sides by 3. And you're left with x is equal to 8. So let's look at our first example. We have 8x is equal to 56. So you guessed it, you divide both sides by 8. And when you do that, the 8's cancel out, and we're left with x is equal to 7. Now this is 1/3 times x equals 7. So we want to multiply both sides by something that will turn that 1/3 into 1. So we can multiply both sides by 3, which will turn the 1/3 into 1. And when we do that, the 3's cancel, and we're left with x is equal to 21. Now here we're going to do a little bit harder. We have 7/2 x is equal to 7/4. So we want to multiply it by the reciprocal of 7/2, and that is 2/7. Let's multiply both sides of the equation by 2/7. Now the 2's cancel and the 7's cancel, and the same thing on the other side of the equation, and we're left with x is equal to 1/2. And finally, for our genius level example, we have ax over b is equal to c. So we want to do the exact same thing. We want to multiply the reciprocal of a over b, and that's b over a. So the same thing happens. The a's and b's cancel out, and we're left with x is equal to bc over a as our final answer.